Hello everyone. In this session, we are going to learn about the procedure and cycle of microteaching. So, let's begin with the procedure of microteaching. The procedure of microteaching includes several steps. From that, the first is defining a skill. This step involves identifying and clearly understanding the specific teaching skill to be focused on during the microteaching session. It can something like questioning technique, classroom management, or explaining a concept clearly. The second one is demonstrating the skill. So here the chosen skill is demonstrated either by the teacher trainee or through a recorded model. This provides a reference for the teacher trainee showing how the skill should be effectively implemented in the classroom. The next is planning the lesson. For planning any lesson, teacher trainee have to prepare a short lesson with clear objective. Detailed planning should be done, which includes the expected answers from the student also. The next step is teaching the lesson. The teacher trainee deliver the planned lesson to a small group of students, usually 5 to 7, who are their peers. The lesson is brief and allows the teacher to focus on applying the defined skill in practice. The next step is discussion. So, after the teaching session, the teacher trainee receives feedback from the supervisor or peers. This feedback highlights the strengths and weaknesses observed during the lesson, particularly focusing on the specific skill being practiced. The next step is replanning. So, based on the feedback, the teacher trainee receives the lesson plan, making adjustment to address any issue and improve the effectiveness of the teaching skill in the next cycle. After replanning, next step is reteaching. So, the revised lesson is taught again to a small group of students. This provides another opportunity for the trainee to implement the feedback and improve their performance. After reteaching, rediscussion is carried out. So, after reteaching, a second round of feedback is provided. This further refines the teaching skill and the overall lessons of a teacher training. And the last is repeating the cycle. So, the process of feedback, replanning, reteaching and rediscussion continues as needed until the teacher trainee master the targeted skill. These all are included in this last step. Now let's discuss the microteaching cycle and its time duration. Here we can see that there are 6 steps generally involved in the microteaching cycles. They are plan, teach, feedback, replan, reteach and refeedback. Let's discuss each of them. The first one is plan. The teacher trainee prepares a detailed lesson plan focusing on a specific teaching skill such as questioning or reinforcement. The plan includes the lesson's objective, teaching method, material and expected outcomes of the student. This lesson is designed to be short for 10 to 15 minutes. Second step is teach. The teacher trainee prepared lesson to a small group of students under a controlled condition. The focus is on practicing and demonstrating the targeted teaching skill. The third step is feedback. After the session, the trainee receives feedback from a supervisor or peer. The feedback is often immediate and focuses on the strength and areas for improvement in the use of specific teaching skill. The next step is replan. Based on the feedback, teacher trainee receives the lesson plan to address the identified areas for improvement and further refine the teaching skills. Next is reteach. The received lesson is taught again to a different or same group of students. This provides another opportunity to practice the skill for the teacher training. And the last step is refeedback. A final round of feedback is provided, further highlighting the teacher trainee's progress and areas for continued improvement. The cycle may repeat until the skill is mastered. Now, let's discuss the time consumption in each steps of microteaching. As we know that the first step is plan. For planning the teacher training, takes time according to their lesson or content. Afterward, the second step is teach, which take 6 minutes. The third one is feedback. So, as the feedback from peers and supervisors is very important, it takes 6 minutes. As per the suggestion in the feedback session, teacher have to replan. So, the fourth is replan, and which takes 12 minutes. Again, in 6 minutes, teacher have to reteach their content, which is the fifth step. And the last step, refeedback. Refeedback is given to teacher, which takes 6 minutes. This is the whole cycle through which one can plan their micro plan or micro lessons. So, I hope from this session you all are very well aware about the procedure and cycle of micro teaching. Thank you and have a nice day.